Hints and tips on refreshing yourself over the summer. Hello, my name's Alison Wem, if you've not met me before. I'm the founder of Your Soul Family, where we teach techniques on how to feel in control of your life. And hello to those who might know me already. I'm back from my break in rural France. Sorry I couldn't broadcast while I was there, but there was just no signal that was strong enough to sustain a broadcast. So I did send a picture just so you could see how beautiful it was. Well, today's topic are hints and tips on refreshing yourself over the summer. So tell me, where are you listening to this from? It's always good to know how far these broadcasts go, and it just amazes me. I've got people listen from Pakistan, Australia, India, Spain, France, America. Anyway, let me know where, Morocco, that's another favourite as well. Let me know where you're listening from. So in today's living in the 21st century, I believe we're often very busy with work, with partners, family, friends, and actually we forget sometimes to look after ourselves. And I think the summer is an important period where a lot of us have our main holiday, and this is our time to refresh ourselves. And when I say a holiday, it might not be going away, it might be just spending time and enjoying your own home. But the idea is to do something different from your normal day-to-day living. So what is it you do to look after yourselves? Well, there's lots in the press about loving yourself and that you shouldn't rely on a third party to provide you with love and that you should do it for yourself. But I think sometimes we lack the imagination to what to do to love ourselves. I believe the universe recently sent me a big lesson on how to do this. So for our break, my husband and I decided to go to France. And at the very last moment, he suggested, how about going camping? I haven't been camping since I was in my early 20s. But I said yes. But I did set out with a great deal of trepidation. Our tent, which we bought at the last minute, didn't arrive until the day before we left. So we had absolutely no time to go to the park and practice how to put it up. So we set out to drive southwards across France, down to the Charente-Dordogne area. And we arrived at the campsite sort of late afternoon, and we hadn't even set up the tent before. So the tent owner said, good luck with that, showed us our pitch and waved goodbye. So it was quite hot and humid. The instructions said, oh, you can put this up in 15 minutes. So my husband boldly said, well, if we take 4 times that, that's only an hour. Anyway, 2 hours later, and with the help of watching some videos on YouTube, we finally managed to pitch our tent. I must admit I was a bit hot and getting a little bit desperate by the end, but we did succeed. And it was a beautiful spot. We were under the shade of a willow tree with the river on 2 sides of our pitch. And it was the most beautiful place. I did manage to post a picture of it on Facebook, so you can have a look in Your Soul Family if you want to see where it was. But what was so beautiful about this place was its tranquility, its beauty, and its nearness to nature. You could hear the ducks rustling and quacking through the night. We woke up to birds singing in the morning, and we went to sleep to a beautiful sunset over the river. And I came away from this place when I got back to London with a beautiful deep pot of inner calm within myself. and everybody kept saying how relaxed we look. I've actually found it hard to transition back in to living in a flat in London, but I do have this pool of tranquility, internal peace and tranquility. So what do you guys do to refresh yourself over the summer to help build your pool of calmness? I know in the States, United States of America, you're very keen on camping and being near nature. So drop me a post, some people. What do you do? Maybe you do the opposite. Maybe you live in the country and head to the city, or maybe you're in town and head to the country. Drop me a comment as to what you do. Thank you. It's always interesting to see what other people do. Having achieved this pool of calmness to help your everyday living and to sustain you through it, the next question is obviously, what do you do not to erode that calmness? How do you keep it with you so that it's there for you in your everyday living? Well, I've thought about this in the last week, and the things I'm trying to promise myself is that working at home for yourself, there's always the temptation to just keep going through the day. There always seems so much to do. So I'm determined to take a lunch break. And in my lunch break, I'll try to go for walks in the park or down to my allotment and do a little bit of weeding. And I think it's important to remind myself of what it's like to be in nature. I am a person that loves the outdoors. And in the longer term, I think probably we will look to move out of London. But that's an ongoing project. So what do you do? What do you plan to do to sustain it? Different people do different things. Let me know what you would like to do. My experience isn't yours, and it differs from different countries which have different climates and opportunities for sustaining calmness. A lot of it, I believe, is all about loving ourselves. I strongly believe that we are each responsible for our own lives and our own bodies and how we choose to sustain them. There are many techniques about connecting with your inner you, as I call it, and there's many things on the internet you can do about meditation, walking meditations, visualizations, doing things that you like doing. Life is meant for living and enjoying, and part of sustaining that calmness is about doing things for you. So what do I do? And I think there's a number of things. I think there's 4 key things. And for me, one of them is about speaking your truth. I had a good debate with some friends this week about doing that, and how sometimes for some of us in our childhood, we were told to be listened and not heard, and to be quiet. And therefore, even in our adults, and some of these people were in their 70s, still feel, mustn't speak what I'm feeling. And I don't think that's true. And they have now come to believe that themselves, but they still find it hard. And they feel hear their mother's voice saying, don't speak out. It is a challenge, but it's important that you should speak your own truth, whatever it might be, and it will vary from person to person. And I'm glad to see in my children and other young people who are all the millennials in this world that they do speak out. I know they're called are snowflakes and that they're too sensitive. But actually, what I think is really good is I do see them speaking out and they're not afraid to say their truth. And that can be against the older generation about not drinking too much, looking after our environment, having a care not to have too much plastic in our lives. And I think they are teaching the older generation about new ways to live, and that has to be good. And so my first one is about maintaining and speaking and trying hard to speak your own truth. And building on that, the next thing is actually acting on your truth. So it's no good saying, oh, yes, we're not going to have so much plastic in our life, and then going out and buying a single-use bottle of water. Buy yourself a reusable cup. And now I see in supermarket, in the my newspaper today was talking about some of the supermarkets in the UK opening up no wrapper food. So you can go and buy your lunch, but you take your lunch box and they fill it up. So there are some good ideas. And the more we talk about it, the more acceptable it is to the supermarkets to do it. They'll do it out of commercial necessity. So do try, whatever your truth is, to allow your actions to align it. Don't let other people talk you out of it. If that's your belief, whatever it is, you should act on it. My next one is all about finding time for yourself. Me, I love a lovely hot long bath. And you do whatever it is that you like. Maybe it's a daily meditation. Maybe it's reading a book you enjoy, or going for a walk, or playing with your children, or talking to a parent or a friend. Or taking time with people you love. Whatever it is, do what gives you pleasure. And the final thing, I think, is about taking care of your mind. And sometimes I think I'm a little bit of the pot calling the kettle black, because often my mind is too full of things, so much so that I can't get to sleep or it wakes me up in the middle of the night. I really do have to work hard at emptying my mind, and I have to remind myself to go for walks or to do a meditation. Whatever it is that helps you, please do it. Sometimes, I try to paint my own soul maps because I find that very therapeutic. It empties my mind and it allows a space for calmness to come in. So if you want to use those, by all means, download the free templates from my website, yoursoulfamily.com. And you'll find the free templates on the front page. So what do you do? Let me know, what do you do to help your personal calmness and to do things for yourself? Drop me a like if you like the things I do, or drop me some suggestions. We're all keen to learn. So let me tell you about my last secret. I call it my love corner in my kitchen. Like many women, I spend a lot of my time in the kitchen, preparing food, ironing, washing, all the normal things that women do around the house. But I have a cupboard in my corner, a bit like a bookshelf. And what I do is I place there cards that I have received from people that love me. When I was training as a medium, my teacher gave us this exercise, and she put out on a table cards that she'd received from people she'd loved. And you could actually see the love and the energy radiating them. And the challenge she gave us was to choose a card and to tell her the messages that person was sending them when they sent the card. Now, some of it was a little bit obvious because it said happy birthday or congratulations or good luck. But there's always more within that card. And I think that's why if somebody forgets your birthday, that's why you feel it so hard. It's not the actual card, it's just that everybody, you don't need to be trained, everybody can sense the love that's attached to a card. And when someone takes the effort to find a card for you, to buy it, to write a message in it, and to say, love Alison, to whoever, love Alison, that attaches their love to the card, and that's what you feel. So I put my cards from my children, from nieces and nephews, from parents, from in-laws, from my own family. I've got this little corner, and I'll post a picture of it on Facebook for you to see it. And when I feel down, I go and stand near it and I take in all that love, because it helps me so much. And I thank them for it. I'm so grateful for the love that they send me. And now when I post a card, I give it a kiss before I put it in the post box. People may think me mad, but nobody said, what on earth are you doing? And I know it makes that extra boost to the love on the card. So summarise the hints and tips. If this summer you can get out in nature, be it a walk in the park, a trip to an allotment, or a lovely trip away, as simple as even a camping or a day trip to the sea, whatever it is, try and do it. It's great for your soul, for you and your soul. Remember to love yourself, whatever it is. And my 4 key things are around speaking your own truth, acting on your truth, finding some time for you, be it for a long bath or a lovely book or a meditation. And finally, just to take care of your mind as well. Try and empty it. Empty the space. Maybe do some painting or whatever, so that your calmness can arrive. You need that space to let the calmness in. So that's all from me this week. Alison Wem from Your Soul Family. You can download my free soul maps so you can paint them to help create that space for calmness to arrive. So yoursoulfamily.com. And to help myself to create some space, I always seem so busy. I'm now going to do these broadcasts on a fortnightly basis. I do find them a challenge, I do find them stressful, so I've decided to time box it to once a fortnight. And if I get better at them, I'll go back to weekly. And then in the alternate week, you'll find some Facebook posts and some posts on my webpage to help fill up the gap. Anyway, thank you for now. Alison Wem of yoursoulfamily.com. Bye for now.